You know what I'm saying? Because you're already black, so you're already in the negative.
Right.
You're already born black. You already lost points in the hospital at Baptist.
Right.
At hospital, right?
Baptist.
If y'all don't know, Baptist before
right.
St. Thomas, it was Baptist, right?
Man.
And I'm gonna stick with the one.
That's why I always say as black folks, bro, and I mean this, we're not inherently bad.
We definitely, black folks definitely got a different type of soul. Because how can we coexist with white people? Especially in the United States, we gotta be built different by soul.
Gotta be. It's something in us, bro. We just know we stronger than other people. Listen to a conversation even with our black sisters. Like, yes, we know our black sisters go through things in life just like anybody else. But this is what we mean by how there is one more extra level as black men have that we not necessarily feel like black women go through.
You gotta think about it. What's the key to destroying a household?
Right.
Take the father out. It's something that I've been wrestling with, because once you know you're powerful and you gotta walk in that power, like as a black man, you make everybody scared. Just not white people. You make other black men scared. Like, damn, he know he powerful.
He know he powerful.
And so
My partner told me, man, there's 3 kind of people in the world.
Man, welcome back to the Rob and Savage podcast. I got the legend in the building right now, man. He helped me out, started me out on my journey with the podcast world, man. Jerome Moore.
What's up, fam? How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm glad to have you on here.
Nah, thank you for the opportunity, man, to be on the Savage platform, man. So I appreciate you and what you do, and I'm glad to be able to build with you, and we can work together as men, as black men, and as native Nashvilleians, man.
Most man. Yeah, y'all hear that, man? He's killing the game, man. Deep dish conversation. Actually, I did my first 2 interviews on this man's platform, man, and I got the jitters out of me doing that, man. But we got deep. We're gonna dive into this, man. So let's let the audience know, man. A lot of people they follow your podcast. They rarely see your face sometimes, man, or see who you are. But look, we're gonna put the spotlight on you. Who is Jerome Moore?
Man, I'm an explorer, social change, man. Okay. Community oriented, optimistic, solution based thinking, native Nashvilleian, but now north to be specifically.
Okay.
Yeah, man. I just try to be a really meek person and just stay strategic and just, stay in my lane and not kick up too much negative smoke or attention, and just do my thing, man. And like my whole thing is like I stay in my lane and hopefully nobody swerves in it, and keep on swerving in nobody else's lane, and just give up positive energy and aura, man. That's it, man. Like everybody know me, like I just kind of stay focused on the vision on what I need to be doing, and whatever else is happening is happening.
I mean, that's true. It's spoken like a king, though, man.
Yeah.
I mean, like you from here, to North Nashville, right?
Yeah, specifically. Yeah.
Specifically.
Whole family. I got Cobras in my family. I got White Street Cobras in my family. That's what I was on to.
He said there's no offer.
I do got Cobras in my family, so I can't be mad. Most of the people that I went to like middle school and elementary school went to end up going to White Street. Okay. And so I just ended up being an eyeball and ended up going to Pearl.
Not everybody.
So I could have been a Cobra easy.
Not everybody's grateful to and got that light in them to go to the creek.
My mama Cobra, my daddy Cobra. I got I got Cobra.
Well, you always have misfits, man. But
my daddy played football, running back and everything. Pictures of my daddy was like that. Yeah. So like y'all share that.
You got the blood in you. Just want to be different.
I got it in my blood. Yeah.
Well, let's go there then, man. So you. North Nashville. Yeah. What Pacific area?
So Bardo, Bardo specifically, and then I guess you can call it a little bit Buena Vista. So all those, and then I lived in Hayes Meadow for a little minute, but mostly like off of Tucker Road, right there by Harmon Park, and then River Park Apartments that used to be across the street from Miss Winters that was right off of Clarksville Highway, Clarksville Pike or whatever. So yeah, man. So that was my area, man. That's why I kicked up dust, went to Cumberland with the Bardo Middle School with the Kings Lane. You know what I'm saying?
I'm really supposed to be with her.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I was on for you. Let me tell you what happened. I was on for you in Park. But I went to Head. Yeah. And so, that's all like Joe Johnson area. That's the other kind of.
That's when you got introduced to them.
Yeah, exactly. So I was like, okay, and then like Coach Fitzgerald met him like, man, come on, we'll play basketball. Okay. I was dominating the basketball like that. Okay. So I ended up going to Pearl, man. Hey. That's how that happened. But I was definitely zoned for York Park and then transition to White Street.
Walk with a change of life.
Hey man, I got love for White Street, man. It's all out north, man.
It is. For our views are not from Nashville. White Creek and Pearl Cone are rival schools. They're not that far from each other. great athletics on both sides. They got, even outside athletics, you got some great people who came from there. A lot of our politicians in the city came from these schools.
Yeah, fact. Historically black schools.
Historically
Yeah,
black schools.
yeah.
Be honest with you, even though I graduated from Tennessee State, a lot of my pool I've got, even in politics, bro, has came because of the White Creek connection.
Yeah.
Girl love
Yeah.
White Creek.
Yeah.
Some other factors I've been dealing with in the mayor's office. Like, I bring up that name,
Yeah.
open the doors up for you.
Yeah, no, it mean a lot to go to like a Pearl or White Creek or like a Stratford or like it mean a lot. Like if you're friend to go to these inner city schools, especially if you're black, because that's who majority make up the population anyway.
Right.
Because it's just like it's a network of people, it's a connection, and it's like, hey, you know, we can also be great coming from a metro public school system. You know what I'm saying? Even though it has its ups and downs as any public school system does, but like you can be a Robert Savage, you can be a Jerome Moore coming from these programs. It might take you a little longer, it might gotta go a little different path. You might have to go through some different challenges and barriers, but like, you know what I'm saying, you can do it, and it's up to us to invest back into those White Creeks and Pearls and all that. So we gotta hold ourselves accountable.
Gotta hold it accountable. I think I seen you got an interview coming out already is with the elite of the school.
Talking about Dr. Battle?
Yeah.
Yep. It just came out. Yep.
Okay.
It just came out. Yep.
That's something.
She talk about natives too on it. You gotta check it out.
You gotta go check that out.
She talk about natives and like how natives speak on the public schools here.
Okay.
Like how that's kind of like that tone is a little different. So she gets like kind of real personal on it.
I want to check it out, man. One thing I will say, and I said on camera, I want them to understand there is a difference between the native Nashville metro schools when you came up and down.
Yeah.
I think that when we was in school, and I tell Candace this all the time, it's a different world. Like, it meant something to go to White Creek, Pearl, Maplewood, Fair. Be honest with you, I could tell you about your character.
Yeah.
If you went to a certain school, you know what I mean? If you went to Hunter's Lane, I'll go, okay, you one of them guys. With Gambit, like, it's like I know, but now I don't know how things are.
Because it's not really zone, though. It's like you can go wherever you want to. Though.
Right, that's true.
And so, like, now when we was growing up, you had to have, like, there had to be, like, a magnet school. That was the reason I was able to go to Pearl, because it was a business comprehension high school. And so you can have a special transfer.
Right.
And so so now, but anybody can, you ain't gotta live in the neighborhood, the area. You can just say, hey, this is a school I want to go to.
I heard.
And so it's like a school choice pretty much.
Open enrollment, so it's like anybody can go. Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, and that's why you can have a place like Pearl Cone, and the community is heavily gentrified, but you don't see any more white people going to Pearl.
Correct.
Because you can either go in private, or they can pick the schools that they want.
That's true. I mean, yeah, it killed the metro love, you know, especially when I was in middle school. Like, it meant something to see when you on park.
Yeah.
Things are different, man. But okay. So you grew up in North Nashville. You got to high school.
Yeah.
You mentioned basketball.
Yeah.
Okay. So what?
I started my basketball. I was like 3-4 years old. Man. Okay. Like, I thought I was going to the NBA, and then I stopped growing.
And we all
like, and so I got my legendary battles at Harmon Park, at Watkins Park, at Louisville Center. Yeah. Like, everybody got to go through the fire, to the ring of fire of your community park. So that
I don't know that these are parks. You gotta be that dog.
Yeah. And this is like all up north, right? So we like after practice at Pearl or something, we'll go to Watkins, right? You know what I'm saying? That's that Joe Johnson area. That's where they play. But like on our side, hey, Harmon Park was it. You know what I'm saying? And if you like in the middle, you could probably go a little bit, depending on, you know what I'm saying, if you're out north anyway. So yeah, man, went through that, man, and enjoyed those days, man. And like everywhere where I started, you know what I'm saying, every place, man, and you know, I just stopped growing, man. It didn't work out the way I want to go. Hey, but you know, hey, man, I tell people all the time, man. Look, I still get people that try. You probably get people like this in football. I still get people trying to battle me. Hey, I can take you now. Look, dog. Look, I'm done. We didn't make it. It's over. I'm done.
The competition, the competitors will always be there. That's why, again, going back to we talk about middle school. Yeah. When I run across somebody who went to Stratford, I got a homeboy, Keon. We always talk about it. He was a running back in Stratford. And we always bring up them times when we played against each other. Yeah. If I'm in a gas station line, somebody's trying to be first. So it's always gonna be that way. Man. Yeah. But I love that.
Yeah. I just encourage people, man. Don't you know what I'm saying? Don't hold on to those days too much. If those days are past you, I think a lot of times it's unfortunate, but you know, I think it's 50 Cent who got the, you know what I'm saying, back then in high school you was popping or whatever, and now like but so it's like, you know, I think that sometimes a lot of us can get stuck into that like high school, you was the man or the woman, and then like you try to hold on to that, like, but like life has moved on, like people have moved on and stuff. So that's why, like, when it comes to basketball, for me personally, like I talk about it, especially from here, we know each other. But like other than that, man, like I ain't trying to challenge nobody. I don't even care about my old glory. That like it's over. It's done. It stops.
What I will say though, I'm glad you brought that up. You know, so like we said off camera, we indulging on the spirituality piece and the mental health piece, also a big piece of it. And I think that that's something that hinders some of our black men, not just in Nashville, around the country when it comes to, like, they didn't make it to that part they wanted to in that sport. Yeah. And they hold on to that high school glory. Yeah. It affects the women too on looks out there. Yeah. Like when they might be the baddest thing there. Yeah. When they get 30.
Ain't the same no more, baby girl. You ain't the same.
Yeah, ain't that. You know what I mean? But on the men's side, they hold on to it, and that's their identity for so long. Yeah. They get stuck on that.
And that's hard.
Because sometimes even if guys who went to college, it sticks with them. Yeah. So, you know, that failure of not going to the top just haunts them, and they just, you know.
Can you imagine, man? Like, you being, like, the top dog in high school and college, and then, like, it just, you got to just let all that go. Like, people, like, don't react and respond to you that way no more. And, like, that's part of your identity. That's, like, maybe what's got you perks and what's got you all of these things. And now, like, that's no longer the case. I know they gotta, I'm saying, like.
I would love to interview, and not saying that they going through any kind of problem. I'm not saying that. But I would love to interview somebody in Nashville great like Marcus Coker. See, like, you know, Preston Brown. Yeah. What's your thoughts? You know what I mean? How are you now with that? You know, my boy Jamie, he's coaching at UAB now. I'd love to see how his thought process. You know, at one time Jamie was, you know. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, you know, the basketball and football too. Yeah. And he's still great as a coach. He was a basketball coach at UAB.
Yeah. So some people find a way to take that competitive nature and that greatness and channel into other things, whether it's coaching or whatever, like doing sports media, whatever it is. And then you got some others that just never be able to, like, to shake it, and like that's that thing they're gonna live and die with that identity because that's what makes them happy. That was their best self, they feel. Right. And like, you know what I'm saying, that's cool too. That's cool too. But like, you know, it just like I think that's not a conversation that's had enough with young men, especially in sports, saying like, hey, ain't nothing but like one of these jobs available. Like, you know, for $1 million of y'all.
Well, it's coming down to mental health, bro. It's also coming down to, let's be clear, sometimes all this pressure is put on that young man at that time because of the father.
Yeah, for sure.
Or the boy's trying to live up to what he heard his father was too.
Or his father trying to live vicariously through his son or daughter, or any parent through their son or daughter.
Right.
Yeah.
They can just throw him off. Yeah. That's why I, for the most part, now of course I want my son to be, you know what I mean, top notch, but
for sure,
it ain't, if he doesn't want to do that, okay, cool.
Yeah, and I'm trying to push my son to be an astronaut. Hey man, fly a spaceship. You know what I'm saying?
Like you said that, because like, you know, I think I said this to you on your platform before. When I was a kid, bro, even though I did accolades, sports accolades was great. Yeah, man, me and my little brother was trying to be paleontologist, bro. Yeah, on Jurassic Park. That was our thing.
Yeah. Hey, look, man, look, and a lot of times like. It'd be unfortunate, but it just get better every generation. A lot of times, like, our parents don't know what to do with that information and that interest that we show them, because maybe all they knew was like, okay, well, we got to get them in sports because, you know, but now since like the next generation, us with our sons, we can say, hey, look, hey, I want it to be this or that, but now I understand how to view it. Oh, you want to be an astronaut or you like sciences? Let me make sure I give you opportunity to indulge in that and get different experiences. You can still do sports and everything, correct, but I want to make sure, like, as a parent, and invest in that because I got a different generation of knowledge than my parents had, and knowing how to feed that, you know what I'm saying, feed that interest and amplify that interest to maybe ultimately one day you in space. You know what I'm saying? You doing a Star Trek thing in real life, man. You really exploring the galaxy because, you know, that's what's next. That's the next frontier. You know what I'm saying? So like, why not? And so. But then if you know what I'm saying, if you want to do and both, you know, basketball, football, swimming, tennis, golf, whatever, you know,
just gonna support them.
Yeah, just support a period. But also be realistic.
You gotta be realistic.
But also be realistic.
So you can be Spider-Man, but you can be. You gotta be
right. You ain't got webs coming out your arms, but however,
right. You know, strive to do what you want to do.
Precisely.
Most definitely. Okay, so man, basketball, you come to realization that it might not be what it's gonna be.
You know, I got an academic scholarship to MCSU. And so I knew and I almost walked on to run track. Actually, I practiced with the track team a little bit, and I was like, man, this student athlete thing ain't no joke. For people who don't know, being a student athlete is a whole different beast.
So we got a WNBA star here,
right? Yeah. So like, but like being a student athlete ain't no beast. So that's a whole different thing.
Yeah.
And so, man, and so I was just going through college, man. Like, I knew I had a sense of community, like of being conscious and everything. Like when I was about 16, 17, because my daddy is conscious. My daddy always a critical thinker, so he instilled that to me to think critically. So I always knew I was gonna think critically, but like majoring and stuff, like I didn't really know like what I really want to do. I knew I liked history because I like to explore. I had that in my mind. I said like, dang, I want to travel. I like history. I like studying what other cultures and things are doing. But I didn't really understand even how to do that all the way. And I end up majoring in economics and political science, which the economics is a strong major. Because at the time I was thinking, I'm a black person, a black man in the United States. I need something that's going to be credible and strong so I can potentially get an opportunity of employment to make some good money. And so the first thing that came up, I'm like, oh, okay, like economics. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know too many people who major in economics. A lot of people I do see major in economics make good money, like to be an economist. That's some big shit. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what I ended up majoring in, man. And through that, like kind of evolution, started to come more and more through my 4 years at MCSU of like just being community oriented, trying to figure out my lane, like how can I impact my community, especially the black community, but in which way can I do that?
So how's your mental at this point? Because I know you said you got the MT,
man, dog,
the sports / student.
This is what I don't talk about a lot because it just ain't really nothing to glorify, amplify. But man, I was like going into like college, man. I was completely like I was thugged out, gangsta out, grill, top and bottom, all of that. You know what I'm saying? Like really like thugging there, right? And so, like many people, like nothing out of the norm that we'll be seeing growing up, right? Man, like, be honest with you.
That early years, like with 2008, 7, 9. Yeah, Webby, Boosie and Webby.
Yeah, Boosie and Webby, my favorite artists, right? So you know, I'm intoxicated I'm intoxicated with their music, right? And so Savage Life, right? And so that's when it became cool to be savage. Right? Yeah. Your last name really you got some points for that. Man.
I'm going to every club.
Right, exactly.
Tatted. Y'all gonna see this.
And so during that time for me, like this is not really, man, it's crazy I'm talking about this. During that time, actually like my freshman year, I really got involved in some real like street shit, street beef. Okay. And so like in the 9th, 10th, 11th grade year, like I was really on a whole like really stepping like that. Like at any point, any time. And so it's weird because like, you know what I'm saying? I don't wear that on my sleeve or anything like that. Like this was a time too, we wasn't posting stuff on the internet trying to like show like we did this and kind of get clouds. Like that's not how we grew up, right? And so like people, if you wasn't there, you weren't outside, ain't nothing like you would know. Right. Because we ain't posting stuff that we doing like that, right? And so during that time it was really weird for me because I had to make like a choice. You know what I'm saying? It was either like, if I'm going to continue this, like stepping on shit like this, or I need to really pivot and focus on where I came to college to really focus on and stuff and like and really be kind of community oriented and like figuring out how I can do this and like make it out of school. And I still ended up graduating in 4 years, which is, I don't know how I did it because when I say the whole grace, because when I say like we was really like stepping like that, like at any place, anytime, anywhere, like that was the case, and that was my mindset at the time, and that's why like I try to tell people, even understanding like getting into the street stuff and beef, like that ain't nothing you really want to do, and if you have done it before, you understand the mindset that you got to be in 24/7 to be on that mode, and it's exhausting and it's dangerous and it don't serve nobody. And so I'm still a young man, 18, 19, 20 at this time. So I'm having to like navigate that. You know what I'm saying? And then trying to break away and unlearn all of the things that was taught to us that was important that really is not important about like how to deal with situations, But
going through this whole thing, are you spiritual wise, are you, first I should ask you this. Yeah. religion-wise? Is that heavy in your life at the time, or?
Nah, I think I'm more spiritual, but not like I'm not going to church. Like I went to Temple. Temple Church is my family church.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Right off of Kings Lane. So that's my family church. I know God. I understand, like, cause I grew up in it. I understand, but I'm not like praying. I'm not like I'm spiritually aware, but I'm not spiritually invested.
I got
you know what I'm saying? I'm not
your body is there,
right?
But you're not.
Actually, you know, this is the age where you like, dang, I ain't gotta go to church on Sundays and Wednesdays because you know, like I'm at the house, like I ain't even required, right? Especially like growing up in the church, like, and my parents actively in the church, so I'm there all the time, right? Acolyte all the time, right? And so at that time, I definitely wasn't trying to go to church.
No, I got you.
Like, it wasn't on my mind at that time. So, but I like, it was weird because I think consciously, like, and spiritually, like, I knew that this is something that I didn't want to do, like, or didn't want to, like, kind of, like, maintain. So I had to, like, kind of figure out, like, I had to make a choice. Like, you know how you can kind of realize certain parts in your life where you like, man, I got to make a decision. I'm either going to go this way or that way, and I'm going to stick with the one.
That's why I always say as black folks, bro, and I really mean this, we're not inherently bad.
No.
Society makes it seem like we are.
No.
But you just said your conscience came in, spirituality-wise, like, I ain't supposed to be doing this.
Yeah.
Something's clicking in. Yeah, we might see, our actions still might show something different, but we still internally feel like we know something wrong. I don't know if all races have that feeling. You know what I mean? Because other times we see, like, even when it comes to some mass murders and mass killings.
I think we definitely, black folks definitely got a different type of soul. Because how can we coexist with white people? Especially in the United States, we got to be built different by soul.
Gotta be.
We got to be.
Knowing what happened.
Man, no, and currently still happening. Like, you ever ask yourself, how am I able to stand in line next to you?
Right.
Like, and as a person that's invested in that every day, like, understanding social change, racism, and discrimination, man, I ask myself all the time, like, damn, like.
That's
like,
how you know we are spiritual beings. I told Candace all the time.
We gotta be.
Gotta be. And not to offend anybody, but I don't know if it's any other. Now, granted, there is other races that are spiritual. Like, you look at the Asians, or the Hindus, and all that. You think everybody? I don't know if.
Like, every cultural group has a spiritual community, a religious community over any century of time, for sure. Most definitely.
I just don't know if it aligns with ours.
Well,
I guess that's saying that.
It's hard to rank. You can't rank people's religious investment, but we can use a small sample size of just here in the United States,
correct,
and keep it like very white and black.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And look at kind of the harm that they've done and continue to perpetuate against us, and then the non-retaliation that we choose to not
and that's why I don't know
react to.
Right.
Yeah. So I think we like. I just think black people in general are just different than any other race. I think we just it's proof our DNA. Just makeup is different, right?
It's something, and I'm glad you having a man on here who can also vouch for this. It's something in us, bro. We just know we stronger than other people, physically.
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain it, but as a black man, we just know, like, you've been in a situation where you go in a room. We're not bad people. We just know, okay, I can beat up everybody. It's just, you just know it. It's something, I don't know what it is. We just know powerful.
I think that's like a two-part thing.
Okay.
I think that's like a spiritual, like us just knowing that, like, we really God's in here.
Yeah.
But two, I think it's also some anti-blackness in there too, and some unlearning. Okay. Because like it's no way, if I'm positive, I'm good, and I love my black brothers, why am I going in a room thinking about who I can beat up and who I can take? Right. You know what I'm saying? So like that's some.
But to be honest with you, I wouldn't even just say that with our own people. I'm talking about.
But other races too. Yeah. But a lot of times though, a lot of those rooms is us.
It's us. Yeah.
And so you know what I'm saying. And so a lot of times too, like it's just unfortunate, but that's some of the unlearning that I had to do, and still working on every day to not put certain energy towards black people, but definitely towards black men. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because you ain't my enemy. You ain't my oppressor. You ain't the person that's trying to marginalize me. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole different weapon of white supremacy and whiteness and white hate. You know what I'm saying? This created this craziness. This created this, I don't like myself. I can't look myself in the mirror. So since you're a reflection of me, I don't like you.
Right.
And so like, so we, you know what I'm saying? And it's unfortunate that we gotta figure out how to navigate all that. And that's because if we don't, we can end up shot, dead, in prison. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, because it's all it takes is
a lot of
one bad
tiptoeing.
decision. You know what I'm saying? Because you're already black, so you're already in the negative.
Right.
You're already born black. You already lost points in the
Right.
hospital at Baptist.
Right.
The hospital, right?
Baptist.
If y'all don't know, Baptist
Baptist,
before
right.
St. Thomas it
Right.
was Baptist, right?
Man,
And
I
so
want it.
and so you already lost points. So now, like, as black men and black people in general, but since we black men, like I can't get mad, I can't get angry in the same way. Like, even if I'm feeling that way, unless it's chaos. It's like, like we didn't know what he was gonna do.
That's why
you know, but
it's a lot
like,
of tiptoeing, and also this pays into a conversation even with our black sisters. Like, yes, we know our black sisters go through things in life just like anybody else, but this is what we mean by how there is one more extra level as black men have that we not necessarily feel like black women go through.
oh yes, a fact.
And it's the only thing we getting at. Like,
I would agree.
Black women have their struggles too. Don't get it wrong. You know, plus they're still black in the day.
Yeah.
But it's one more level that
They're not seen as the same threat as we are.
No.
And that's the level, because I think black women go through things that's specific to black women, and that's specific to black men we go through, and then this collectively as black people we go through. But the threat factor is different. You know what I'm saying? The threat factor is different, in my opinion. And you can see, and you can just see it, I think, in society of like who's elevated and who's not. You know what I'm saying? It just who's elevated, who's not. Like from culturally in society, right? It just and like, man, you know, look at our leaders. You know what I'm saying? That were black, assassinate. You know what I'm saying? It's a different. What you like, and you got to think about it. What's the key to destroying a household?
Right.
Take the father out.
You take
you know
the
what I'm
head,
saying?
the ass will follow.
Yeah, you take. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like this is something I think just the white systems understand. You know, nature, spirit, like understands. Like, but as black men, it's unfortunate because we just seen as a hell of a threat to whiteness, to white superiority, or the notion of it, right? The idea of it. And yeah, man, it's something that it's something that I've been wrestling with, because once you know you're powerful and you gotta walk in that power, like as a black man, you make everybody scared. Just not white people, you might go to black man scared. Like, damn, he know he powerful. And so it's a hell of a balance that you gotta take.
It is, and I'm gonna bring you. I'm gonna sway way back to that part, because there's one part I want to say on that, but I want to get back to when, especially when you was at MT, you fighting your battles.
Yeah, literally.
Right, with the street life. But you graduated.
Yeah, I graduated.
You came through it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So what was now you out of school?
Yeah.
What was Jerome's next step now?
So this is crazy. I'm gonna tell you. So I graduated in 2012. And so by this point, my senior year, I ain't got all together, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, I understand. Like, I don't need to be doing that. I need to focus on that. Even though I still got tendencies that I don't think they'll never leave just because of the environment that you may grow up in. So I still got tendencies. But so at this point, man, I end up working at Tyson's Chicken in Shelbyville for like, it was probably like 3 weeks, 3 or 4 weeks. It wasn't long at all. It wasn't long at all. Because I'm like, dang, at this time, I think I'm fresh out of college.
Right.
They was paying me like $52,000 or $55,000 a year. This is 2012 at 21 years old. Right. Some people ain't making that today.
Right.
Right. I'm saying, and so I just took the check. Right. So I'm driving from Nashville to Shelbyville or whatever.
That's a driving.
Yeah, that's a job in itself. Right. And so, but I realized that right then, I'm like, that corporate life, that I couldn't play them games. And so I think at that point, I realized like, hey, I had to be an entrepreneur. I have to figure out something that's gonna benefit me and be more towards my purpose in life. And so what ended up happening was like a blessing. My dad is a master barber instructor. Okay. So we started a barber school on Buchanan called My Three Sons Barber College. So my daddy always had My Three Sons Barber Shops. So I got two other brothers, and so we got the My Three Sons Barber College. So this is an era in itself, because this is on Buchanan before all of the
gentrification.
Gentrification and development.
Wow, I didn't know that. Yeah. I drove by it, didn't even know that was y'all.
Yeah, that was our building. So anybody that was outside, and this was when I really started like my community development work in community as an entrepreneur. And our whole thing was like change the community one barber college at a time. So we had students and so this was I'm growing in myself.
Right.
And I'm also learning about myself. And so at this point in my life, like I'm in suits, I'm in loafers and socks. I'm trying to figure myself
Your whole
out.
image change.
Yeah, right. For better or for worse, so I'm trying to figure myself out.
Right.
And during that time, this one I realized too, is like I can't conform. Many of us are in these suits and in these loafers, especially as young men, as we evolve trying to figure out the world, because we see like this is what we have to do, this is what we have to wear, this is what we have to look like to be successful as a black man. And we might even have other black people telling us, you gotta cut your hair, you gotta trim your beard, you gotta wear these shoes or these socks, right? So I'm learning all this, trying to figure this out, right? And I realized like, oh yeah, this ain't for me. Like I'm about to be my true authentic self and figure that out. So that was like from 2012 to 2014 trying to figure that out, right?
I'm gonna tell you something, bro, and let you finish on that. That's another spiritual aspect.
Yeah.
That wanted to be an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
It has to be a calling.
Yeah.
The way I'm at in my head now, bro, like in these last years, I've done the work for people stuff.
Yeah.
It irks me. You know what I'm saying? Hearing that, you know what I'm saying? It's something in my soul, like, bro, you're doing this. You're your own boss.
Yeah.
So I can sense that in you.
Yeah.
Candace told me a story when she got out of school, had a great job. But like you said, Candace, you said you just knew, I need to be doing.
I feel literally my body was just like, almost like my body was rejecting this. Like I cannot, not for me.
Yeah.
Not. So,
we had Bria Hawkins on here. She said the same thing.
And it's hard because a lot of times you working for also white folks and white systems. That's another type of compound on your frustration. I already not want to be here. Then you gotta work with your pressure. The person that's really your enemy, and you gotta work for them. And then there's microaggressions coming with that type of relationship, right? So it's a lot to navigate. And some of us know how to strategically make an exit plan and without exploding, and some of us flip the fuck out and snap. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, again, it goes back to like having to figure out and navigate your own emotions as a black person to navigate all of these systemic barriers and issues that's unique to our experience in the United States. And so I'm having to figure all that out. You know what I'm saying? And come to my own. And you gotta be a rebel. At the end of the day, you gotta be a rebel. You gotta be a disruptor. You gotta be a rebel and be like, hey, I'm gonna do things my way, and I'm willing to take the stairs if I gotta take the stairs to get to the stop instead of taking the elevator. And so that's what I decided. I decided I'm gonna take the stairs and I'm gonna do what's best for me. And I'm gonna take anything that come with it, good or bad, and I'm gonna live with that. And so that's what some people gotta, make their choice. Another choice, another intersection that come across in your life is are you gonna conform and possibly get up there quicker than me, maybe, possibly, or you gonna be your authentic self, and like maybe you gotta take the stairs, and maybe, you know what I'm saying, you ain't got the legs yet, but as you climb, you'll get that second or third wind, and your calf muscles will get stronger and everything, right? You'll build up.
You said the third wind.
Yeah. So I think for me, like I had to figure all that out in the process, and so like the person I am today, it was a whole journey. It was a whole evolution, spiritually, mentally, physically. I was continuously trying to figure out who I am. And the biggest thing, I think the biggest proponent that really elevated that, you're talking about purpose, is when I did Peace Corps. So when me and my daddy got to Bible college at that time too, I went to Trevecca to get my master's, get my master's in business. So at that time, I'm still trying to figure out, because again, remember, like I told you, I'm an explorer, I'm thinking community-based, I want to travel. I couldn't really figure that out in college. So now I'm trying to figure this out in this other kind of quarter of my life. And so I'm Googling, like, man, how can I go abroad? How can I learn another language? How can I and not pay money for somebody who don't come from wealth, right? So I'm using Google. I'm finding programs and volunteer programs that you can pay thousands of dollars for, and it's like 4 or 6 weeks, but that's not what I'm looking for. So I ended up coming across Peace Corps with the United States government, right? It's a 27-month program, 3 months of technical and language training. You immerse, you can, and it's free, you know what I'm saying? And you get a stipend while you're there. And so, man, I end up, it's highly competitive, but I'm already investing in community. I already at the Bible College. I'm already volunteering for the contributor here, the homelessness newspaper. So I know what I want to do. Again, I'm trying to find my lane. I'm trying to find my unique lane that I can make an impact in. And so, man, that took me to Paraguay in South America.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
man. And so, man, and that changed my life.
Wow, so you went from Tyson to South America, Shelbyville, Tennessee, to now.
I mean, I never put it like that, but like just from North Nashville, from Nashville to Paraguay.
Right.
I mean, because that was my first time leaving abroad, and at that time, I didn't know anybody that ever lived abroad outside of like doing military tours.
Right.
I'd never known anybody in my life that had lived outside the United States, like lived. Not no visit, not no vacation, but lived, right? And especially South America at the time. And so this is 2015. And so, yeah, man, so that changed my life forever. After I did that, like I knew, one, I know another language, I know Spanish, right? Two, I can do this work anywhere in the world. I'm just not confined to the United States or just to Nashville or just Tennessee. Like I'm really global, right?
I want to tap on that right quick because even though I didn't go to South America, that's big. But me and you both being from Nashville, impoverished areas of Nashville.
Yeah.
Leaving out of Nashville at a young age changed my life too. Like I said, my first 2 years in college, I was in Arizona.
Yeah.
Completely different world.
Yeah.
Not in South America though.
Yeah. But it's a different culture, different people.
Everything.
Yeah.
Black people don't even look like the type of black people we grew up with. You can tell they mixed with some kind of something.
Yeah.
I still to this day say like
next to the border, so it's right there. So yeah.
Man, it's something different. So, but I got to see something different. I was forced to communicate with whites, and Asians and Hispanics. It was just different Indians, Native Americans. So I wanted to say that, man, like you got out going abroad and you seen something different and changed your life completely. And you came back here with a whole new sense. And I've noticed like even yourself and me, when I interact with people who not really lived outside of Nashville or Tennessee or the South, their mindset is just.
You know how hard it is for me? Cause again, like you gotta think about it. I lived in Paraguay, South America. Lived in Costa Rica, Central America. I lived in China for 2 years. I lived in the Philippines. So we talking about somebody who was an explorer who lived in travel. And these weren't no vacations. I was living. Like I was living there working, doing community development work, like doing work. Right. And I'm meeting people from all across the world doing this work, right? So when you talking about like mindset and like especially people who grew up here in Nashville and just think about Nashville, like man, like when people are saying like that's so like it's hard for me to hold those conversations sometimes because again, one, if you don't really know me, you probably don't know I've had all these experiences because one, I just don't I don't wear it on my sleeve, and I'm not saying, hey, look, I lived here. I'm not just like trying because people can think that it's like, oh, you shitting on me,
right?
Like, oh, you think you better than me, and so I try to intentionally not come across that way or not have that type of conversation unless it presents itself and it's at the right time and the right space.
Correct.
So if you don't know, you might just like who would know that like if I didn't say it, you would know I lived in China and Xiamen for 2 years,
right?
Or lived in Costa Rica for a year, or did Peace Corps, or lived in the Philippines, like. And so like it's levels to this, right? It's really levels, and I ain't even got in my bag yet. Good. You know how many people I know out? I ain't even got in my bag all the way good. Yeah. So and so like so a lot of times like I just let people talk and just quote unquote school me on things that they believe that I don't know if I had these experiences because I'm still only 33. We still young. You know what I'm saying? And so how many people you know that lived in all these different countries, but like it's different, especially from where we come from.
Family members who ain't even been to Colorado.
I'm saying, especially from where we're from here in Nashville, right? And that's black. And so like a lot of times, like I'm real meek about it. I'm real meek about it, and then don't really talk about it unless somebody asks me. But like all of those experiences and all of those places is like this is how you get who I am today.
Right.
And so like, and then at the same time doing the work. And then that is how I end up finding my purpose, man, by exploring, knowing what I want to do, but also like doing it in various ways in various places amongst different people. I said, ha.
But what's crazy is you still traveled around this world, bro. And still came back and still remained the pro-blackness.
Oh yeah, for sure. Man, I learned more about my blackness outside the United States. Yeah, like I learned more about how it can be so easy. They call it like a black sick. It can be so easy for many of us to black sick because life in many other countries outside the United States is so much better, especially for your mental health, for your black quality of life, right? Like, so you see a trend in these. I can go back and live in the Philippines, of course, right now, man, at a snap of a finger. so easy, and I had to deal with the things that as a Black American in this country has to deal with on a day-to-day basis.
Right.
And I know my mental health would be better. I know quality of life would be better. I might give up some conveniences and things like that, but like being and doing it and that's worth it, you know.
Right.
And so yeah, man, like it's like you learn so much about what other people believe they know about you as a Black American. You know what I'm saying? We like a damn like a dinosaur. You like, damn, you Black and you American? Because many people around the world that I experience proximity to Blackness from the continent of Africa.
Yes.
Right, which is a different Black experience than many Black Americans have, right? And you know, and Blackness in general is just not a monolith, but definitely just they like even interfacing with some of my African brothers and sisters while I was living in China, because there's a huge African population in China.
Right.
You know, their Black experience is totally different than ours, and so many different. Like they're not dealing with like racism and whiteness, and not like in the same, like they're not dealing, like they don't even, outside of the movies, they don't even understand that we still currently going through that a lot of them from my conversations, right? And so that's when I realized too, like, damn, okay, like they ain't caring about this like the same way we cared about, because they not experiencing it on the day. Everything they seen is Black, and so they not having that same. They might deal with some colorism or something like that, or in their own like nationality or tribes, but it ain't like black and white like ours. So I'm having these conversations. I'm having these talks and dialogues and exploring different cultures where I'm in these places. I'm learning more about myself. I'm learning more about other cultures, and I'm finding my purpose, my lane. Like, damn, I need to be doing something with this. Like, I need to be like, how can I connect this media stuff, this amplification of culture and travel and community with like what I do in all dynamic ways. And that's how you get like a deep dish conversation.
Man,
yeah,
you brought up.
that's how you get to that. That's how you get to that point. Yeah.
So you travel around the world.
It's a lot.
No, but it's amazing though. You travel around the world. Got different experiences. What led you? Mm-hmm. You can tell if it was spiritually or was just off of what you experienced in those different places.
Yeah.
To start your own podcast.
Yeah.
And name it Deep Dish Conversation.
Well, so when I was in China, I had a series called Community Changes, which is the name of my company, actually. Okay. And so I was already going around. I was talking to Chinese nationals and having open tables with different people from around the world and stuff about like community and this community-oriented thing, solution-based. What are you doing to combat the social constructs that's going on here and stuff, right? Or how is it being a Black or white American different versus being in China? Like having those type of conversations. And so when I got back, I already knew like I wanted to do something. I wanted to keep that momentum going. I got one of the probably best Black travel podcasts or YouTube series that ever came out called Black Americans Making Their Mark Stories Abroad. That was my first project. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Which went crazy. Right. Like real crazy. People go do your research. Go do your homework on Black Americans Making Their Mark Stories Abroad. Go do your work. So that was my first project. I'm like, damn, okay, this how I can do it. And so 2019, you gotta think about 2019. For me, 2019, my now fiance, she gets pregnant, right? She came over to China to visit me. She baby made in China. Okay. Literally, right? Shout out to the Black Queen. And so she comes to visit me. Okay, cool. She get pregnant. And I'm told I'm in the Philippines at this point. I'm visiting, I'm doing work in the Philippines. She called me and said, hey, I'm pregnant. I was like, oh, all right, cool. All right, we'll figure it out. And so, again, another blessing in disguise, because I came home October, November, around about this time in 2019, pandemic hit China. First in December. Right. So things are shutting down. So I could have been stuck in that situation, right? And so I came home just in the nick of time. A blessing. Yeah. A blessing. Yeah. Lord knew. Universe knew already. And so I was like, okay, I started back community organizing. So I'm like, okay, cool. What I need to do to get this media thing going in Nashville and kind of build this up and like started here what I was doing abroad. Reached out to Geno's East Pizza. And this is why I tell people, man, you gotta knock on doors. You can't wait for nobody to give you no opportunity. And this is what I mean by knock on door. Right. Pizza is my favorite food. Anybody know me that. Geno's East is no longer here, but it was right there on 3rd Avenue North, right downtown by like the Omni. How you doing? I wrote them a proposal. I said, hey, this is what I do. This is what I'm trying to do here. Okay, could I use y'all's like facility to do it? Again, pandemic hit here March 2020, right? Ain't nobody going in the restaurants. They ain't shutting down. So the building is open. Right. So so it's just timing. Right. So now I got a building,
I got a quote unquote really a sponsor, pizza sponsor that's bringing me the pizza right out on the table. That's how you get deep dish conversations. I was gonna call it like pizza and conversation or something like that, but Geno's East of Chicago, they have deep dish pizzas. I'm thinking deep dish conversations sound way better than pizza and conversation. So that's
goes
how
right with it.
Deep dish conversations.
Yeah.
And so we started shooting and filming it in 2020, and we put out our first episode in December of 2020, going into 2021. And that's how you get deep dish conversations.
And it hit at the perfect right time.
Man,
COVID in, everybody at home.
all of the right elements, but I was proactive too. I wasn't waiting. I was like, hey, I'm gonna write this proposal. Let me show what I'm doing. Let me get it, because I already had the communications connections. I've already done the work. So it wasn't nothing to be like, hey Rob, hey, I'm doing this. We're gonna just talk about what the work that we do. Come on, it's gonna be free pizza. Come on. And then it just picked up. And then at the time too, socially, I think George Floyd was happening. And so people were starting to care more about social change in community, what Black folks got to say, and all of these things. And that's the work I've been doing 10 years prior.
It's also, again, it's still COVID. Everybody's at home on their phone, laptop. They're not at work. It's plenty of time to just scale up your platform.
And so, man, that was like the catalyst. That's the foundation, man.
I know, it was a great foundation.
Yeah, that's the foundation.
I had never told you, but the interview that got me. When I said Otis interview, I said, I said, Otis, I gotta get on that.
Yeah, man, look, and man, it's just crazy how things work, man. And like, I love to talk about the business side of this podcast and the stuff of entrepreneurship in this media space because I think my journey is very unique in that way. And when people ask me for advice, it's really, I give it to them the best I can, but it's like it's really unique in a way as far as like I didn't go into it like, okay, I need to get sponsors or advertisers or try to make money from it because I was already doing the work. I was just trying to do the work in a different way. I was just trying to amplify all of the good work I know people like Otis and Fridge and all those folks was doing to combat the social constructs that we all affected by on different levels, but to impact community, right? And so from that, it's like I was trying to figure out how can I get this on a bigger platform? How can I figure out national public television happen, right? And then I'm like, damn, okay, I'm getting creative for ways on how to make money from what I'm doing and not maybe make money from what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? Okay. A book, Vanderbilt University press card. Hey, let's make a book out of this. Like, shit, I wasn't thinking about being on author, but let's go. Let's do it. I can leverage a different revenue stream of things, right? And so, and that leads to okay, you can host, you can MC, you can do this. As far as for my work and what I do, I was already gonna do that anyway. But how it happened, the timing and the evolution of it was so rapid. We talking about, remember, I put out my first episode the end of 2020, December 2020. We in 2023 now. You talking about 3 years?
Can't quit.
3 years. You talking about 3 years. Most businesses in general, you take 4 or 5 just to get it over the hump. Especially in this podcasting space where if you don't already come with some type of celebrity status a lot of times from doing something else and just bringing the audience, it's hard to make money in here because a lot of times you need a whole separate team of person just to go get sponsorships, just to go get advertising, because that's how you primarily gonna make money from podcasting. And what I try to tell a lot of podcasters is entrepreneurs, and it's like you gotta get creative of how you make money in this. Like if you want to go to the ad base, like that could be a real slow and tedious way to do it. But like this merch, shit, if you talking about, depending on what you're talking about, you can do a coloring book.
Shout out to
you know what I'm saying? You can do a coloring book. You can say you can come up with different other ways. That's why it's about the brand. I don't care if you know me. You know Deep Dish Conversations.
Right. You
know the brand. Right. You can be Candace or you can be Rob hosting it. You know Deep Dish Conversations. And so that's what I'm thinking about. Like I'm thinking beyond just myself. I'm thinking about the brand. I'm thinking about I can't do this forever. I'm thinking about sustainability and scalability. Who can replace me? Who's some other up and coming podcasters who care about what I care about, but maybe can do it better, or maybe we just got a different interest in lane that can take over as a host. But the brand is the brand. I didn't build the brand, right. And so like that's the type of time I'm on. But that's why I try to encourage other people who's doing anything media, especially podcast, think on the brand, because you can't keep having conversations until you're 100. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like you eventually, like you can't talk forever. Right. So what are other things that you can build your brand with, or a partnership, and create different things with different entities
to amplify your work, but also create different revenues of income for you that'll be sustainable and also be scalable for you. So
Correct.
that's what I'm on, man. That's the time I'm on when it comes to the business part. And again, like it's just about thinking outside the box. If I got so many partnerships coming down the line, I'll tell y'all, Cameron, it's coming down the line, dog. It's like it ain't.
No,
It's gonna be so ridiculous.
You to say that on camera. That's I'm glad you brought that up, man, because in the 4 months that me and Candace have been doing it, the first 2 months we was kind of like we was drunk off the highness of that. We got this going, boom, boom.
Yeah.
Now I'm in that phase where we are getting those DMs of that. We are coming to situations where a sponsorship is possible. You know, we get people throwing us clothes. We got
you gotta be intentional about it too.
Oh, you gotta be intentional.
Yeah, it was like it comes from like not even thinking about it, but then when you like, oh shit, this is a lane I can generate more revenue to make the platform bigger. I can be more intentional about it.
Right. Oh yeah. And we you know, I get credit to Candace on this. We crank it up now, especially how the first beginning phase, first 3 months, that was a gimme, as in you know who was interviewing.
Yeah.
But now we're more and more intentional. How cool is it gonna benefit us? What are you coming with this with?
Yeah.
Learn how to learn it quick. Like, man, some people just want to see their face on camera.
I let people know like next year Deep Dish Conversations gonna look totally different. You know how many guest requests I get a week? I get 30, 35 a week.
I believe it. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So so I'm gonna go into a different just format with Deep Dish Conversations in general because of understanding like sometimes doing less is doing more. You know what I'm saying? So that's in the stage I'm in now. Is like really when it comes to like Deep Dish Conversations, doing less is gonna be doing more for me. And then doing it outside of Tennessee as well. So it's like working with bigger organizations that are reaching out like, hey, we see you, like your impact. We know you've done the work, especially in this community development, social change. That's my niche. Like I tell people, like, I ain't going here to talk about your album. This ain't to talk about the clothing line. We talking about community. If that has something to do with that, like social change, we can talk about that. And so I'm very clear about that too. On my podcast, with my guests, and everybody know, like when you watching this, you know the type of content that you gonna get. You know what I'm saying? And so, but understanding that other entities or organizations that have a lot more money, that have a lot more capacity, knows that, and they need that branch to be a part of their social responsibility that they say they care about, embracing diversity. Let's go get DJ Carson. Let's go get Jerome to do this.
Right.
Let's go give them X amount of dollars. Well, let me negotiate that. Let's figure that out. Then let me go get these keynote speaking engagements at these universities and corporations, 5, 10 bands, 20 bands. You know what I'm saying? And so like it's you gotta be creative. You gotta think big. You know what I'm saying? You gotta think outside. Big. You gotta think outside like of just where you at. And I'm thinking global. I'm thinking about. I'm trying next year. Like I'm talking China. I'm talking about Italy. You know what I'm saying that's next. This. I'm talking about Spain. I'm talking about this is in the springtime of next year. Like this. Yeah. Like this is. Like, and I'm always willing to help. You know, I'm always willing to help and show people, like, give me with any gems that I can. Is if you reach out, I'm gonna try to support you. You can use a studio, whatever you need to do, because like I know, like, man, my expiration date for just being in Nashville, the Tennessee basis is coming soon. Like we talking about a year or less. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because like that was always the goal. But again, look at the start of the foundation of my story. Like a lot of this for me started abroad. Started overseas. So you think I went global just to stay home?
No, you going back, yeah. You know
what I'm saying? You think I went global just to come home? Nah, I came home to do what I need to do home and represent home in a global way. Right. And so like it's all about impacting me. And so like if I try to support and uplift anybody that's doing this work, podcast and community development work, but like, man, like it's all those people gonna bite. It's people gonna try to emulate, do what you do. Hey, you feel like you got the full plan, go ahead. If you feel like you got the full blueprint, which you don't, go ahead. But like, it's at some point, like, damn, like he out of here. You know what I'm saying? It's like I can't copy that.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
They gonna catch on.
You know what I'm saying? And so like, I'm here to be a helping hand. Like you can, like I will help build with you. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta steal or be slick, but like you ain't gotta do nothing. Like just hey Jerome, I love what you're doing. I wish I could do it like you, but I can't. So therefore, can you help me?
It comes down to ego and being humble.
Man, look.
Last time they get help, they don't.
I don't like the humble word so much, but meek for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. I try to definitely be meek. Humble is like I think a little bit of humble you can
you can kind of be like hiding your power a little bit.
No, I'm
You
talking
know what I'm
about humble as in the person that they
them being humble. Oh yeah,
you.
they can be, But like if people know me, they know like I'm not trying to hold nobody nuts. I'm
just be.
I'm trying to. You know what I'm saying, right. I'm literally trying to pass by what can I do to help amplify you. Like even when we talked about like the best podcasts, so I made a whole post like, hey, these are other podcasts that you can vote for Best of Nashville. Support them. Like I ain't the gatekeeper for anything, but I'm trying to support and amplify people. So like, and that's what I'm about, because like that's what I want to see more from the community, especially from Black men. And so I gotta practice what I preach. You know what I'm saying? And so man, I'm like, and that's why we doing this. You know
that being said, giving you flowers, you got a book.
Oh yeah. You got to get a book.
Hey,
your podcast got to be a book for you to even
all the way right. But now, tell about your book. What can they see in your book?
So, man, in the book you'll get 13 chapters, man, of like excerpts from certain people that I've talked to on a podcast platform. Okay. And again, it's around social change. It's called Deep Dish Conversations, Voices of Social Change in Nashville. Mm-hmm. So you're talking to folks that all do work or live in Nashville and giving people different perspectives on how they explore social change. Hopefully identify who was Big Fridge in your community, whether you in Tennessee or whether you in Arizona. You know what I'm saying? Like, who was Judge Calloway in your state? You know, who was police officer Carlos Lord? So you get a whole different perspective of different people who care about the same thing, but maybe going about it in a different way. And that's my whole thing, and that's what I want to encourage people to do. I'm literally an explorer. So I want people to explore social change. Get outside your bubble. Embrace diversity. That's just not a lot of times what people look like, but diversity of thought. You know what I'm saying? Embrace different people that's thinking different than you. That's how we grow. That's how we also become aware of like our blind spots, our implicit biases, things that we just don't even know that we bias about because we don't explore enough. But the more you get around different cultures, different people, you're like, damn, why did I think that about him or her or that particular group? You know what I'm saying? When but it's a good thing to become aware about it, because then you can correct it. But if you're not aware about it, if you're not exploring, if you're not embracing diversity, if you're not trying to be in a community, you're not thinking solution based, like you can not grow. You know what I'm saying? You can be stagnant as a person. And my whole idea is like I wish, it was just people could just really travel and explore for free. But we in a capitalistic world and it costs money to do those things. But ideally, like if it's exploring outside of your region, your city, your state, just explore different perspectives.
Once you see more, you do more.
Man, look, and if you're open minded, you know what I'm saying. So it's a little bit to come with that. Like you got to be curious and not judgmental and adversarial. You know what I'm saying. You gotta be curious and open to different things, to listening to people. You gotta be an active listener. Right, you can't just go in there prejudging or having prejudgmental thoughts about what Rob is saying, because then how am I being an active listener? How can I grow from that? It don't mean we gotta agree, but that means like I maybe can get some empathy or sympathy because I'm in proximity to you now and I heard your story. Like, damn, okay, I understand now why you care about this. Mm-hmm. So now the next times it come up, I can empathize and sympathize with somebody that I have proximity to. But if we don't explore, like we don't get proximity to people that we don't have proximity to.
That's why I love doing when I get invited. Shout out to Pastor Judy Johnson. I get invited doing these panel talks. Yeah. It's like women talk, and then they want to get a man's perspective. And then I'll say what I say on Facebook. I say some crazy things on Facebook.
You do. You got one of them Facebooks.
Man, one of them Facebooks. But when you go to the panel talks, you're like, okay, this is why he feels so strong on that. Yeah. This is why he don't like the sexual real. Oh, okay, boom, boom.
But the problem, see, this is the thing too of being like, okay, what does it mean by being an active listener and stuff like that, right? Like that means like if you see some Rob say on Facebook that's like kind of like him, like instead of calling you out, people should call you in. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But the problem is a lot of people, we just know how to call people out, especially like in community work. Man, such and such is not doing this right. Such and such is not doing that. I would have 360'd it if I was in the game. You know what I'm saying? That's calling people out instead of calling people in and say, hey, Rob, like I seen that you had this comment. I'm curious to know like why you had that perspective. That's a whole different type of conversation. That don't mean I'm gonna still agree with you, but that means we can have a
lot of people not mature enough to even think that way to do
that. Well, I'm giving you a whole guide right now. You know what I'm saying? Right. I'm giving you a whole, and that's how you explore social change. These are key things that how you explore social change and how you can become a better person for yourself, for your community, and for the world. And that's my whole mantra, man. Change yourself, change your community, change your world. And I started with myself. And I'm actively doing my community, and that'll affect the world. And that's why I live by, man.
Man, Jerome, bro, you done blessed the platform.
And man, thank you for allowing me to bless the platform, man. Hey, you know, I've been seeing you doing your thing, man. So flowers given to you, man. Just stay consistent, keep doing what you're doing, keep spreading light and shining light. You know what I'm saying on other people, man.
Well, you know, yourself included, man. I want to and I got these 3 questions I want to ask you. These type of questions, but I want to also tell you this, man. Like another big purpose, man, is putting that spotlight on Nashville. I mean, you both know the history of Nashville.
Yeah, for sure.
But the world don't like that. Like they should. Some of them do. But I want to get that out there, and we got platforms.
Nashville is not the white Atlanta. Okay, it's not the white Atlanta. Demographically, yes. Is it more black people? I mean, is it more white people in Atlanta? I mean, in Nashville than black people? Yes. Right.
And I don't even know that's even true.
But well, we headed towards a more people of color city, right? But demographically, there's more quote unquote people who identify as white. They're still the majority, right? However, everything rooted in Nashville, great, excellent, is black. Period. So no, Nashville.
I know Charlamagne said what he said.
You know what I'm saying?
But
see, this is hold on. Let's get on that.
Okay.
The lady that he was speaking to is not from here.
Okay.
And this is a problem a lot of times. Unfortunately, when you have a lot of people migrating to a city like Nashville who don't know the city, who don't have the same hometown pride, things like that can be said and kind of like it can slide by. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? When you have a person that's repping the city, but that's not from here.
Right.
And that's unfortunate. And it's one of the things, like, again, as a Nashville native, that's what I want to be intentional about too, about working with other Nashvillians. So we quote unquote unicorns, like because it may not be as many of us here as it used to be, but we still make an impact. Like don't get it twisted. Nashvillians still run Nashville. And if you think otherwise, hey, you remember, you still not from here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You still not from here. And so Nashvillians got to start having a lot more pride about Nashville. And that's why, I don't let certain things get said to me if you're not from here to me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? About public schools. If you're not doing the work to combat it, don't talk to me about it.
Anyway. Yeah.
And it's just, on top of it, if you're not from here, I'm not going for it. I'm not going for it.
I wear the whole Nashville tag on my anywhere I go, man.
Yeah,
that's why you can see me with when I was selling in a collab with my boy Bam with the high school shorts, basketball shorts.
Yeah.
Cause I wear it on my chest. Like I love, I take pride going down to Atlanta, and somebody asked me from Nashville. I'm gonna tell you this on camera. A lot of people think that. Now I heard back in the day saying you from Nashville, people might look like you was square or something. Don't believe that.
Right.
I had been in several cities.
Right.
With my homies that's from Nashville, we go to Atlanta, we go to Cleveland, Cincinnati. We mention Nashville, they don't look down. They be like, oh, okay, y'all one of them.
Yeah.
Because they've been there maybe, and they see.
Man, I think too, the proximity to Memphis, because that's a majority black city. And then then you have Memphis, then you have Atlanta down the street. I get it.
They know us. They know we ain't as country as the rest of the world knows.
Yeah. But if you from here, hey, you better stand on that. I'm gonna stand on Nashville business every time, man. Like I'm a Nashville son. We Nashville sons. We products of Nashville. And so,
it is a such thing as an old Nashville, new Nashville.
Yeah, but we both though. We both.
That's that perfect age.
Yeah, we both.
The perfect age.
And so I'm gonna represent the old and the new. And I'm gonna try to elevate and amplify it and try to be intentional about doing it with other Nashville natives. Yeah, man.
We are both. We the come together day and the new type.
right. And so so if you know what I'm saying, shout out to all the people that are moving here, because I think that is adding value to the city. But man, if you from here, hey, you still have value. You know what I'm saying? This is still your city. You still have pride in it, and stand on that. Don't let people that didn't grow up here, that didn't go to the schools here, you know what I'm saying, just talk reckless without saying, hey, do you know the historical why this is it? It ain't just because for no reason. And so having those conversations, but I'm gonna stand on it every time. So
it's always, know, they also Tennessee family members, but I always gotta explain myself to my Memphis people. Look at y'all 200 miles away.
I heard people from Memphis come to Nashville to shine anyway. So
if we want to talk,
shout out to them.
If we want to talk,
come shine in Nashville.
Right. If we want to talk, I miss now. Historically, they say Nashville was that city. It was that gateway city where you didn't made it if you're black. if you in Mississippi or Alabama, you trying to get up here because it's where the bougie blacks at. So I heard. But you know, so Memphis, y'all come up here, you come up for a better life. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna let that be that.
And shout out to our fellow Tennesseans.
Shout out to him.
But yeah, man, we got a tangent. But yeah, man, I feel man. So I feel like I wanted to say that, but also so I think people need to hear that about Nashville and those that are from here. Like, hey man, I ain't taking no disrespect on Nashville, not to my face,
especially
not to my face. So yeah, you gonna have to. And Dr. Battle, me and Dr. Battle talked about that too. So it's
real.
Yeah,
shout out to Dr. Battle.
Yeah,
shout out to him, man. So got some savage questions for you, bro.
All right, cool.
All right, first one. I'm gonna go there. So, letting your family down by going to Pearl. I'll play.
Damn.
I'll play. I went deep on that one.
You did. That's funny though. That's funny though.
But so
my whole family.
Right, like damn.
The whole lineage.
I had to get you. But so Jerome, what's the number one fear for you being an entrepreneur? What was the number one fear for you that you conquered?
Number one fear for me that I conquered. I think really not giving a fuck.
Okay.
Like, cause like people think it's easier said than done. Like, man, I don't care what nobody say. But no, you care.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Cause you go in your mind, you're strategically trying to think of like how can you finesse this situation so you can get what you want, but not hurt this. Like, so you care. You know what I'm saying? So once I conquer, like, I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do regardless. You know what I'm saying? I might even listen to you, but I already got my mind made up because it's me. Like I've done it and it's worked for me so many times.
Right.
And I'm gonna live with the consequences anyway, but that's part of taking the stairs.
It is.
I'm not looking for the elevator.
Part of taking the stairs.
I'm not looking for the elevator. And so like I think really just like not giving a fuck. You know what I'm saying? And conquering that and really leaning into it and living that every day. Like I don't care what you're saying. Like I'm not worried about that. Like I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do and I'm gonna live with it because I know I'm the one doing the work.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
That's a good explanation for that.
Yeah.
All right. Number 2, one of the savage questions. Having a son.
Yeah.
Spiritually, man, with your being an entrepreneur and with your platform.
Yeah.
What has been your motivation with that, man? Like, if you include with that, I mean, before you had your son, you already had this going on.
Yeah.
So having him, how did that promote you more?
It was because my son was born in 2020, so it was right in the midst when I was like getting it going. So for me, like it really made me settle down and become clear, like what I need to build to make it sustainable and scalable. So
because I like your interaction when you said she called you and you said, "Oh, okay, what's up? What we got to do next?" Like it wasn't you was like, "We finna take this."
Once
all you knew that was your lady.
Yeah,
okay,
for sure.
I like that.
Hell yeah. Nah, with no scary moment like I made a mistake.
Yeah.
Nah,
I like that.
We want to avoid those. But for sure. But definitely it's like, man, now it's like one. I definitely want to, because I had my daddy's a great daddy. So he set the bar high. And so I'm like, damn, like if I ain't going to do nothing right, I'm going to be a good father.
This going to help out a lot of people hearing this, man.
Like, I'm going to be a good father. If I don't do nothing, if I didn't have an example on how to do nothing, I had an example on what a daddy supposed to do.
Right.
And so that's that's always been wrong about my daddy. Like that's the person I've looked up to. Not no athlete, not no entertainer. It's been my daddy. Like that's the bar for me. And so having a son and a black son at that is like, okay, I need to make sure I be able to set an example so he can see how to handle things as a black man, but also give him the freedom to be able to handle things maybe in a way that my dad and myself couldn't handle as a black man, because we can have some of the maybe the financial flexibility, some of the employment flexibility. Our own path. So now, ideally, with my son, when he's in his teenagers, he's doing whatever he want to do as far as like in a positive way. He have the world open up. He can go anywhere he want to go, and he'll be able to walk in his purpose and not be scared to be a black man. Meaning he can be fully black man, and whoever threatened by it, fuck it, they can be threatened by it.
And look at the legacy he's gonna have to have. He also has too.
Yeah.
Follow behind.
Yeah.
Like, regardless of what he go through.
Right.
My dad was a stand up.
Yeah, for sure. And it, man, and so that's what I gotta say for my son. That's the one of the most not important things to me in my life, to make sure like he can look at me and he can see a reflection of himself. Like, okay, now I know how to handle things, but also being able to instill stuff into him every day. You know, we say, hey, you're a black man. We great. and he come to the house like, he 3. I'm a black man, you a black man. We both great. Mama a black woman. So I'm instilling that like, nah, be proud of your black. Like, no, well, stand on that. You know what
That's
I'm saying?
a real black father answer right there.
Yeah.
A real one.
Yeah, nah, for real.
Number 3, bro. On Savage questions. What is your dream? And I have to ask you this. What's your dream interview?
Dream interview. Man.
If you ain't already did it.
Nah, I haven't done it. Man, this person is no longer alive, but it would have been like Muhammad Ali, I think.
Okay.
But alive, dream interview alive. I think ideally, because of the connections to Nashville, it would probably be like Oprah. To be able to sit down with somebody that grew up here, got her start here in media, and be kind of like following her footsteps in a way, you know what I'm saying, of doing the same type of things, interviews and things like that, and be able to just really sit down to her and to just get into some things about Nashville, get into some things about her career, get into some things that I haven't seen people ask her about her blackness, about navigating as a black woman in deep, and what are some tactics, what are some strategic things that she was able to do. What was some, like, it just being able to just talk about that, giving back to Nashville. You know, some people would say, you know, what have you done for Nashville? Like being able to ask that to her face. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Able to ask it to her face and see where that goes. You know what I'm saying? I would love to do that for sure. That would probably be, at this moment in my life, that would definitely be like the dream interview, because it's a Nashville thing, but then you got, you know, one of the wealthiest, powerful people in the world. Yeah.
Black female. I will say, I hope you get that one. If you do get that one, call me, because I'll be there. Just because there's some questions I want to ask. I got to give you a personal story with Oprah. So my dad's first wife, her name is Rose, before he met my mom. And Rose and Oprah actually was friends, like best friends growing up.
Okay.
And it's a true story. When Oprah went to TSU, Rose was just she was married to my dad. But Rose had a gift. She knew how to make garments and clothes and stuff. So Oprah actually gave her a job, gave her opportunity to make clothes for country music stars, because she was working at WOL, and I think transitioned to News Channel 5. So she's around these people. Yeah. And she, I got a friend named Rose who can make your whole outfit. Man, she did that for, it went sour because, you know, Miss Rose ended up stealing some stuff from the country music people's houses and stuff. So after that, they just like, that's embarrassing. They caught their ways. But I would love to be in a room and ask Oprah like, hey, she remember Miss, you know, I know she remember, of course, but like, would it be a Gail if it wasn't for Rose doing that? Because that was her friend, best friend. Yeah. And it's a true story.
But it's wild. Like, Gail and Oprah is like a perfect example of how you supposed to throw your homies alley-oops and shit. Like, it's like the way they just be passing the ball and throwing it, like, it's like golly. Yeah. And getting a bag doing it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, so yeah, man.
That's a true story.
Yeah, man. Nah, that's, man, like, hopefully it happens, man. Hopefully Oprah sees this and her team or somebody, and they look at my background and see what they do, man. They know who Top Dog is around here. Right, you know what I'm saying? And then, like, from a global perspective, like, I'm just a unique person. You know what I'm saying? I'm blessed to be a unique person, and just been able to have the experiences I've had only at this point in my life, and be able to leverage it and turn into something that I am today. So, man, and just keep amplifying and doing this.
I think it's gonna happen, bro. I mean, you know,
it's gonna happen. We manifest it. Yeah, we put that in the universe. And I'll be sitting down with Oprah, I'm gonna be like, dang, you would be in and I'll be like, hey, Rob, remember what we was talking about? I was gonna sit down with Oprah, man. And
this would be great.
And then we're gonna eat some hot Nashville chicken at the same time. We're gonna do it, or Slimmer Hustle. We're gonna do something. We're gonna do everything gonna be so Nashville. Like,
she can't, like, and her daddy barbershop, right? Everything.
And like, look, and see, that's the her daddy and my daddy both barbers. They actually know each other, like when Mr. Winfrey was alive. And so that whole connection, like us being from here, her daddy was a barber, my daddy's a barber. Like, it all makes sense to me. Oprah, go ahead and do it.
Makes sense. I wish I'd have been in contact with you then. You know, I got to talk to Oprah before. I didn't get to bring this up to her. Yeah. When I was involved with the Woolworth.
Okay.
And, she came down with that sitting. So that was like, but Ava was there with it. I was just kind of starstruck. I didn't get to ask her what I was. But it happened.
Oh, no, look, I ain't gonna hold back on Oprah. I'm like, Oprah, forget what the hell. I love you. Let's do it. Cool. Let's sit down and make this happen. You know what I'm saying? Oprah, go. Just put my book on the book club. Let's put my book on the Oprah book club. Do that. You know, let's start there.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying?
She hit it.
One of her family members got my book and supposed to pass it along to her. So maybe that happens. Maybe she do got it. Maybe she reading it right now. I don't know.
Sit on her mantle right now.
Yeah, maybe. You know what I'm saying? Maybe.
Stedman, don't mess it up. Don't move it. It's his.
Don't be putting no coffee stains on it and nothing like that. Man.
He ain't trying to get it.
But yeah.
All that. Well, bro, man, thank you for coming on, man.
Yeah, man, appreciate
Gotta
it.
have you back on, man. And
Most definitely.
let's get it, bro.
Yeah, nah. Appreciate you, man.
Stay tuned.